This one reminds me of when I was like 16, because that's how old I was when this was first registered. But I just wanted to do it up and do it as a project, see if I could do it and not tackle it. My name's Kevin Brown. The car's a Mk2 Jaguar 3.4. I've always had Jaguars. I've had about 25 of them, and now I'm retired. I just thought I'd have a look and see what was on there, but I wasn't expecting to do a restoration on a car. It was in a bit of a mess, like. It was sat in a barn for 45 years. It's been a complete restoration from the floor up to the top. The car has been totally stripped down to bare metal, engine out, axles off. Everything's been done as it should have been done. All the rust has been cut out wherever it's needed or required. New panels have been made and fitted and powder coated. New springs, new shock absorbers, new discs and brakes. Everything that the car required to bring it to the standard it is at the moment has been done on it. So it's been a 4-year labour of love. The engine, when I got it, the engine was all seized. It took me approximately 2 to 3 months to release the pistons, but the engine was totally stripped down. There was no damage to the sleeves or the block or the head. I can't carry out that type of work, so it was taken to an engine specialist who owned all the block, skimmed the head. Then it was taken from there to another company that builds engines, where the crank was polished, all new sleeves were put in. The engine is a standard block, it hasn't been oversized in any way. It had all new pistons, new rings, whatever the engine required, the engine got. The head itself, all new valves, oil seal valves were put into it, new oil pump. Basically, it's had a full engine rebuild from top to bottom, so it's like basically like a new engine, but it's all standard. Nothing's been like re-ground out and used oversized rings or anything, but it's just standard as it is. Yeah. Well, the interior is a brand new one, but all the seats were stripped off with the old leather. They were all shot blasted and powder coated. All the mechanism and runners were all repainted. I had to get a car upholsterer to carry that work out. That was a company called Coverall in Sedgefield. They did all the seat covers for me. The door panels I fitted myself. I've had to put the headliner in all myself. All the carpets have all got to be glued in and put all them in myself and the underfelt. But the actual seat part, I got someone to carry that work out for me because I'm not an upholsterer. But the interior now is like new. It's a bit like the wood. The wood was in a sorry state. That went to a company in Barnard Castle, a French polisher, and he took about 5 weeks and he put the wood back right for me, and I put all the wood back in myself. And the hardest part of the interior wall was putting the headliner in on my own, which took me nearly 3.5, 4 days to do. So it's just like walking away and coming back. I've been spending 5 minutes because sometimes it can be a bit annoying, but like I say, stick at it and you'll get there in the end. Don't give up. But there is one person who has really helped me with this car, which I haven't mentioned yet, and that's the man who did all the welding for me, one of my friends, because I'm not a welder. I can make the plates. No matter what plate it is, I can bend metal. I'm quite good at making metal plates, but you need someone to put them in for you. And that was a mate called Ian Costello. He helped me do all the welding, and he must have spent at least 12 months over a 4-year period of just welding for me up here, out of his own time, just helping me, because he's enjoyed it as well. Take my hat off to Ian, because he didn't charge me a penny for all the welding, just as a favour, as a friend. At the beginning, I didn't know about David Manners until I seen them, someone actually gave me their name, and I rang them up. They're a company in Birmingham, and they deal in numerous plastic car parts, especially for the British market, like Triumph and Mini and stuff like that. Anyway, they sent me a catalogue, and there's not really a thing. There's one or two things you can't get, but most of the stuff with that car you can buy through David Manners. And if you're going to spend rather a lot with them, you can get a good discount. So yeah, I've even had David Manners' wife write me a letter because she asked for pictures of it, and she's actually said her parents had one when she was a child. She used to love climbing on the back seat, and she said it really looks a nice looking car. So that was the company who's actually supplied me the bits, David Manners. Well, apparently they've got 150 on the clock. I don't think they do 150, but I've took her to 80 mile an hour, and now she's got a new rebuilt engine. She just wants to go, but I eased it back a bit because it's actually running in at the moment. I haven't had nothing done to the head on the engine, so the valves, I still have to put the additive in. I could have got them done, but like I say, I wanted to leave the car original as possible, so I just put that petrol additive in now, which requires it. Years ago it ran on unleaded. Sorry, leaded, well now it's all unleaded, so you have to put an additive in the tank to so you don't burn your valves out. But yeah, I took her to 80 mile an hour and she wanted to go, so I don't know what she would do. But anything above that is illegal, isn't it? So yeah. Car's purpose was just an investment and just something to do. Now I'm retired, but its purpose now is to go out and enjoy it. We take it out on a regular basis now. It's going to my granddaughter, so basically it's just an investment for her. It'll just go up in value. In the condition it's in now, it should do another 50 years. Winter time she'll just be garaged, but in the next year I take her to shows and show her now. Done 3 car shows so far, but I only entered her into one competition where I actually got a certificate for it. But I like to go meet people and see other, like to look at old cars. So this is how I basically met you two people. You know, it's a day out, it's a day you enjoy, and it's not just looking at my car. I go and look at other people's cars and seeing what people appreciate, what you've done. You know, getting her to look like she is now. She's not perfect, but I'm not a mechanic or a body man, so what I've achieved with her, I think that's my biggest achievement, because people go and say to me when they view it, you've done some work on it, and you know, that's more to me, knowing it's been done right. If they can find where there's, like I say, there's over 100 plates being put into to put it back right after I've had all the rust cut out. If you can find one, I'd eat my hat, but you won't, because they've all been done correctly and they're all properly the same shape as what they should be. Nothing's been added or taken away, just the rust being cut out. I've spoke to it when I've been working on it, especially when I've hurt myself. I've beat the eye hospital twice with metal up in my eye 3 times. I've had to get metal out my eye with grinding and everything else. But I actually taught the car, if you want to go back on the road, you've got to work with me, not against me. But once the shutter comes down and I get down here, it's just me and the car and I just get on with it. But yeah, I've actually had a couple of injuries off her while I've been repairing her. Freeing the pistons, the vent below the window screen, the air vent, that was a 3-month labour of getting that undone without bending it and easing it up, getting it up, and putting the 2 front springs in. Getting them out, they've designed a tool to actually compress the springs, so it didn't end up killing me when I took it out, and putting it back in again. So I actually devised a tool for that, but in the end I got there, like I say, perseverance. Oh, it's unbelievable to what she looks like now to what she did when I first started to tackle her. I mean, she was in a very sorry state, especially on the near side, but I've got there in the end. It's not, like I say, it's not perfect paint-wise, because it wasn't painted in an oven, and it's got a few little minor imperfections, but I'm over the moon with it. I'm quite happy with the way she stands at the moment. I've had her appraised and I'm quite happy with the appraisal, so yeah. Said I was absolute, even a lot of my friends said I was crackers, you took too much on there, you're never going to put that back on the road. But 4 years later, she's back on the road. So to me, it is an achievement. I wish I could have knew I could have done this years ago, because now I'm getting enjoyment out of driving the car about. And it draws a lot of attention wherever it goes, so I'm quite happy with that. That's an achievement in itself to me. I did that, no one else. You know what I mean? All right, I've got help with the engine and mechanical side, but the body-wise, and I'm not a body man, far from it, I've done it all myself. So yeah, I'd definitely try and do it again, but like I say, it's whether I can keep my body up with it. Well, she's not special, but I just love Jaguars. And you can get them in a 2.4, a 3.8 and 3.4. And this just happens to be a 3.4 manual. It's drives a dream now, absolutely drives a dream. Doesn't wander on the road or anything like that, it drives as straight as a die. But nothing's been enhanced on it. It hasn't had the power steering put on or anything like that, or the brakes upgraded. It's original as it comes. 2 or 3 times a week now, yeah. Especially if I don't take her out in the rain or when it was really bad weather. But say she's been to 3 shows. She's been to Whitby. She's going all over now, starting to get out on the open road rather than just be sat in a barn. Oh, it draws a lot of attention no matter where it goes on the road. People come up and talk to you. I've stopped on the moors a few times at burger vans and that to get a cup of tea, and people, straight as soon as you put in the car park, people are flocking around you, looking at the car, you know. But it does draw a lot of attention, and people wave and everything at you. It's a bit funny actually. Sometimes I laugh. Well, I've got this one here, which I'm thinking of putting back on the road, but if not, I'll just do the bodywork for somebody else and get the shell to a standard where it's as good as that. Then they can take over and do the mechanics and put interior in and stuff like that. But I'd like to do it, but it's whether, like I say, health, whether you can keep up with it or not. Most proud of the car. 4 years of hard work, but I've got something to show for it now, and it'll only go on and just gain in value. But my granddaughter will benefit from it. She loves it now. She wouldn't go near it when I first got it. She said it was scrap, and she's only 6. She said it was scrap when she sees my Earth car, my other car I have. But now she gets in it, she puts the picnic trays down and she loves it. You can't get her out of it. When we go to the show, she just sits in the back of it all day on the iPad. Loves the back seat on this car because it's that big. Yeah, I'd recommend it to anybody to do it. It looks a daunting task, but you don't know what you can achieve until you try. Don't give up, just carry on. And have big pockets.